Hello, welcome to Sculpt with Sid. My name is Sydney. I'm a barre Pilates and yoga instructor based in Toronto. Today we're gonna do a full body mat Pilates class. I taught this the other week at a studio in person and I was so sore the next day. So I figured why not bring it to the channel so that you guys can do it at home too. We're gonna use weights and a booty band. So grab those if you have them. I have 3 pounds. You could do up to 5 or 8. And I have a medium booty band. Totally up to you what you wanna use today. Either way, we will get a great full body workout. So come onto your mat and let's get started. Bring your feet underneath your hips, take a few big shoulder rolls. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. One more like this. Good. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Find your left wrist, side bend over to the right. You can look under your left arm. Inhale back through center, switch sides, find your other wrist. Good. Inhale back through center. Interlace your hands, flip your palms to the ceiling, look up at them. Take a breath in. Exhale, round your spine, look down, push your palms forward. Once more like that, like a cat-cow standing. Inhale, look up. Exhale, press forward. Good, release, stand tall. Come to the very top of your yoga mat, feet about the width of your mat. Let's find a nice deep sumo squat. Sink your bum back, hands come to heart. Once you're at the bottom, hands touch the floor, lift your hips, find a forward fold, drop your head, then roll yourself back up to standing. We'll do that a few times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, squat. Come nice and low, hands to the floor, forward fold, drop your head, round up to stand. Good. One more full sequence like that. Getting used to moving the body, seeing where your energy is at, and trying to connect your movement to your breath. One more time up. And then when your hands come to the mat, just pause, plant them down, step one foot back, and then the other, find your high plank. Good, pause in stillness. As you know, in my classes, any high plank is perfect. Knees could come down, elbows could come down. You could do your plank at the wall. Wherever you are, I just want you to stay still for 4. Really push the floor away. 3, 2, take an inhale on 1. Exhale, hips come up and back, find a downward facing dog. So good, you can pedal out the heels here. Take a breath. We'll just do one more flow for our warm up. Inhale, left leg lifts, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, find your plank again, push the floor away. Replace your left hand with your left foot. Come into a revolved lunge. Hips stay nice and low. Left arm opens to the ceiling. Take a breath in. Exhale, switch. Come back into your down dog. Left foot steps back. And then right leg sweeps up. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, push the floor away. Replace your hand with your foot. Right hand to the ceiling. Rotate through your spine. Take a breath. Good. Come back into your plank. Right hand down, right foot steps back. One breath in. Good. Exhale, down dog again. Walk your hands and feet to the middle of your mat. Find a forward fold. Take a moment, shake out any last bits of tension in your neck and your shoulders for a breath. Beautiful. Round your way up to stand. You can bring your band with you on the way if it's nearby. We're going to do some standing work with the band on your legs. So grab your band. You're going to put it just above the knees or wherever's comfortable on your legs. If you don't have one, you can still do this whole class. We're gonna meet in that sumo squat again. So find your feet wider than your hips, send your bum back, and just hold. You've got a tiny turnout, so toes and knees are pointing at 10 and 2 if you can picture a clock. Really stick your bum back and then push your thighs out into the band. Beautiful, we're gonna move really big to start. Nice and simple, lower on an inhale, lift on an exhale. Keep going like that. Use these first few to move slow so that you can connect to how the squat feels in your body, how tight that band is. Maybe you can step your feet wider. Beautiful. I like to think about pushing my feet into the floor so much that I'm gonna make a hole where my heels are. And then with this outward pressure in the band, can you start that all the way from your feet? Push them down, spread them out like you're gonna rip your yoga mat. Good. 2 more like this, nice and slow. Awesome. The next time you come to the bottom, hold as low as you can. Push back into those heels. We're just going to lift up halfway. Hands can stay where they are. On an exhale, lift halfway. Inhale, come all the way back down. Good. Keep going like that. All of a sudden, things feel a little bit harder. So really try to use your breath as we build on. Good. Try to stay slow with me today. You got 4 more like this. You may have done this ladder with me before in person or on my channel. I love doing it. Never gets old, and I always get sore. All right, the next time you come to the bottom, hold. We're gonna keep cutting this movement in half. So stay nice and low, only lift up an inch. Dig into your heels, lift up an inch, and then drop. Lift up an inch, and drop. Beautiful. If your neck feels crunchy from having your hands out here, bring them behind your back. Picture an old man walking. I love this position for Pilates. Whenever we're in a hinge for a long time, having your hands back here just keeps your neck nice and long, chest nice and bright. All right, here's where that spice really builds, and your brain's gonna tell you you wanna stand up. I want you to try to take a few more deep breaths. If you can stay low a little bit longer. Push your thighs out into the band, don't forget about it. Good. And pretend you're still in the plank, core is wrapping in. You have 4 more little inches. We're gonna make them even smaller, a little bit faster. In 2. Come to the very bottom of your squat on 1. Little pulse up and down. You can make it small, make it a bit faster. Good, okay. If you are feeling a really big fire build in your seat, in your quads, and in your hamstrings, awesome. I'm right there with you. Continue pushing the thighs out into the band. Feel a little bit of work coming to the side of your seat, your glute med, and just try to stay low. Awesome, you've got this. We've got 8 like this, then we're gonna finish with a pulse out into the band. In 4, 3, 2, stay low, stay with me, push out. 8, 7, little fan, 6, 5, 4, 3, we're gonna hold on 1, just stay here. Come as low as you can. Sink that bum back, push into your heels. Maybe arms reach overhead. Stay with me for 4, 3, 2, slowly come up on 1. So good. Okay, turn to your left. So face the short edge of your mat. Left foot stays in front, right foot behind. We're gonna do a really similar sequence, but in a lunge. Okay, so find your lunge at the bottom. Band can stay on or come off if it's bugging you, but nice and slow. We're just gonna straighten both legs. And come on back down. All right, so adjust your stance. You should always have your feet be in their own lanes. So try not to stand on a balance beam. Give yourself that sturdy stance. And just keep moving up and down, don't mind me. The back leg's gonna want to do some work here. I really want you to focus on this front left leg. So lean forward a bit, so more weight is in the front. 3 more like this. Enjoy these 2 stands. Now that you know, we're gonna stay low. Last one. Come to the very bottom, hold. All right, let's find that halfway lift. Push into the front heel, lift up halfway. Do not straighten the legs. Come all the way back down. Keep going like that. As you lift and lower, the lift starts by pushing into your left heel, squeezing your left seat to lift you up. And just keep containing through the core, keep going. I think this is what got me when I taught this in person. My quads were so sore the next day. I was walking like a little, I don't know, dinosaur. I couldn't bend my legs. Whew. So this is feeling spicy. So that's a good thing. That's why you decided to come onto your mat today to work out with me. Last 2, and we're coming down to that inch. Last one, come all the way down. Stay low, just lift 1 inch and drop. Lift 1 inch and drop. Keep going, keep your gaze down. Long line from head to tailbone. Do what you can to just find that nice big breath. Try to enjoy this burn as much as possible. Whew, and you'll feel so proud of yourself when you're done this sequence. This is your last 4. Then we pulse even smaller. 3, 2. You've got it. Last one, come to the very bottom, hold. Little tiny pulses, think back knee drives straight towards the floor. Front knee stays pretty much on top of ankle. Core scoops in, shoulders are back. I'm right there with you. We're gonna stay a little bit longer than we want. You just have 8, 7, and then we hold 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Reach your arms forward. Maybe this time you peel the front heel up. Oh my gosh, I'm shaking. Bend your back knee more. You're here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand tall. Shake it up. Whew. All right, come to the top of your mat. Take a big breath in. Look up. Yourself forward fold. Give yourself a moment here. Shake it out. Take a deep breath. Take 1 more breath in your fold. On your exhale, just start to bend the legs. We're literally just gonna sit down and come all the way onto your back. Once you get there, band is still on your thighs. Plant your feet. pretty close to your seat, and about hip width apart, arms down by your sides. You're just gonna lift your hips up into a glute bridge, hold when you get there. All right, so we're still gonna work this left side. So I want you to peel your right heel up and then place it back down. Good, lift and lower. Keep moving like this. And check in with your left side. How's it doing? It's been working for a little while. So maybe you want to stay right here in these heel lifts. This is a really great place to be. I'm feeling it plenty, as you can see with my little shake. Oh, but if you want to add on a march, you can peel the heel up to start and then come all the way into a march. And place that foot back down. Working against the band to contain through the core as you pull that knee up and then place the foot back down. If you want, hands can come to the ceiling. I am a big fan of these bridges, so I'm sure you've done them with me before. But just listen to your body. This feels amazing in mine, amazingly hard. But if it doesn't feel so good in your body, you could come back up to a sumo squat and do your heel raises there. Totally fine. You can take your band off. Because I can't see you like I do in my in-person classes, I can't give you options based on what you're doing or how you're feeling. So I want you to kind of internalize that task of giving yourself the time and the space to pick an option that works really good for your body in this moment. All right, we're almost there. You got about 4 more heel lifts or marches. I'm sticking with my heel lifts. 3. Keep your hips high. 2. Last one, hold your heel lifted or hold that march. We're gonna pulse. All right, just a little lift up and up. And we'll take a quick break before we switch to side 2. You have 8, 7, 6, 5. This is 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale, come on down. Okay, really quick hug of your knees in. Then we're gonna come into a sumo stance in your legs here. So plant the feet wide again, just like we did standing. Think 10 and 2 is where your toes and knees are pointing. And then lift your hips back up into that bridge. You can move really big here. You can push into both heels, lower the hips, and then lift them nice and big. Keep going like that. And whenever you feel like adding on at the top of your bridge, open the thighs just a little bit, close them back in, and then drop the hips down. So lift, push out, knees in and lower. But as your knees come in, don't let them cross the big toe line of your foot, which I know you obviously can't see, but just try not to let the knees cave in, basically. Maybe arms come back to the ceiling. You might be feeling this a little bit more in your left glutes. That's okay. We're gonna even it out. You have 4 more like this. And then we're gonna switch over to the right leg in 3. Make your last few reps count for 2. This is your last one. Keep your hips high this time. We're just gonna heel toe the feet until they're about hip width apart. Keep your hips nice and high. Push more into the right heel. Really, really push it down. Heel your left heel up. Place it back down gently. Good, keep going like that. Lift and lower. This will feel different than when we came down and did these on the left side because your right leg hasn't had to do that lunge series yet. So really try to use all the energy you have here. Maybe that means you march on this side, even if you didn't on side 1. Keep making those smart choices for your body, for your workout today, based on the energy you have. There's absolutely no guilt when you step onto your mat and take my classes. It is totally up to you to make this class feel the best in your body. And never, ever, ever feel guilty for taking options that maybe don't feel as challenging that day. But that's the right decision to make because that's where your energy's at. All right, this is all about feeling good, feeling empowered to make those choices, and then strong and confident in the decisions that you made for your body. All right? Ooh, even if it's hard. Your right seat is probably awake by now. You have about 4 more. And we'll find those pulses to finish, either holding your march or your heel lift. In 3. In 2, can your hips come a little bit higher? Last one, keep your march or tap your toe down. I'm gonna tap my toe down and then little lifts. Just make sure no matter what you're pushing into your right heel, all the work is in your right seat. Yes, ribs are contained. Belly button in. Hips stay high for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. So good. Hug your knees in. Just take a quick moment. And then we're going to rock up and down your spine. Keep your band on. We're coming back up to the lunge on the right. So you can scoot your hips up. Find a forward fold. and then roll yourself up to stand. Once you get here, step the left foot back, come into your lunge, side 2, straighten both legs, and bend them. Do those first few reps really intentionally so that you can check in on this side. Again, I want you to lean a little further forward so that most of the work's in the front leg. And each foot has its own ski. You're not on a balance beam. No matter what, in Pilates, the core is working. So give your spine a nice big hug with your ribs. Keep containing everything in, even though you're breathing really big. How's that right seat feeling? Is there anywhere you can take this a little bit deeper for your last 3? Let me come to that half lift, 2. Last time coming all the way up. Enjoy it, and then come down. Let's just lift halfway. Little lift up. Lower all the way back down. Try to resist the urge to straighten the knees out. Keep going. Again, hands behind the back might feel like a nice way to relieve tension from your neck. Just keep your gaze out in front of your front foot. Yeah, as if your back is up against a wall. It's really, really flat, head included. Keep breathing. Last 4. We cut it in half again. 3. And this leg burner's almost done too. Come to the bottom, hold. 1 inch up, 1 inch down. You've got it. When you get to that point in a Pilates class where it's a little bit of mind over matter, if your legs are shaking, your heart rate is up somehow, your breath is shortening, but it's all about that mental push to tell yourself that you're strong, you're capable, you can do hard things, you can stay in these inches longer than you think. Because it is so rewarding. At the end, we have 4 more inches. And then you pulse. 3, 2, come to the bottom, hold, little pulses. Think about driving that back knee straight to the floor. Yes. Keep pushing into your front heel. This is where the back quad is getting real hot. That's where I was super sore. And I know I'm gonna feel it again tomorrow. I know you will too. We have 8, 7, and then we hold 6, 5, keep going, 4, 3, 2, hold right here, arms overhead. Maybe you lift the front heel. Maybe that back knee comes lower for 4, 3, I'm shaking, 2, 1, stand tall, inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Incredible work. Take a moment here, shake it all out. Take 1 more big breath in and out. Awesome work. We're gonna take the band off your legs so you can kind of do it while you're folded over, but keep it in your hands. So just carefully step out of it, keep it in your hands, and then stand on up. All right, you're gonna hold on to the band, either out in front of you and row the elbows back, or overhead and row the elbows down. So either way, I just want you to stand tall, feet about hip width apart, shoulders down, ribs down. Right elbow's gonna pull in, reach back up, and then left. All right, so if you're going overhead, it'll look like this. If you would rather have your hands out in front of you, you can bring them to about shoulder height, and it'll look like this. Do what feels best in your body. I'll tell you when we're halfway if you want to switch. If you don't have a band, you could grab your weights and do the same movement with your arms here with a weight in each hand. Good. I like to think of this as standing core work. So every time you pull an elbow in, squeeze the obliques on that side. Yes. All right, option to add on a little march here. So when the right elbow bends, the right knee lifts. And then switch sides. If you're reaching out in front of you, maybe you twist when you find that march, adding a little bit of extra oblique work. Gaze can shift too to test your balance. Keep on going. Good, we've got an exhale to pull everything in. Inhale to reach overhead. Keep your connection to breath here. I promise it helps. Okay, we're halfway through, so maybe you want to switch. I'm going to switch to hands out in front of me. And if you're not quite there in your march, but you do want that balance shift, do a little heel lift and then switch. Good, same as when we're on our backs. Beautiful, keep going like this. Enjoy this little break for your legs. Play around with your options. Slowly but surely, you'll feel a little burn build in your shoulders, in your back. Try to keep the arms energized when that burn starts to build. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause. Let's all bring the band onto our wrists or your forearms if you've got a watch on. You're gonna reach your arms overhead, step your feet a little bit wider than your hips. All you're gonna do is lower the arms out in front of you to about shoulder height and then reach them back overhead. Good. Slow the breath down. As you move here, I want you to push out onto the band, all right? It might not look like anything, but I promise you, you will feel it in your shoulders. Again, if you don't have the band, grab your weights, or you can do this with no props at all. Finding that sticky quality that we love in Pilates in your movement. So we're not just moving through thin air. You're creating that resistance. So you move slow and intentionally and really dig into that burn. One more like this, and then we're gonna hinge. All right, so reach your hands forward. Keep your feet wide. You're just gonna hinge forward until your fingertips come pretty close to the floor. Your back is nice and flat, like if somebody could put your drink on it. Once you're here, bend at the knee slightly, tuck your belly button in, push the arms back into the band, then arms are gonna reach overhead, and then back down towards the floor. Overhead, back to the floor. Okay, keep going like this. Now this hinge depends on hamstring mobility, so maybe you're up here, that's totally fine. Just find a place where you can stay connected to your core, and there's no negative tension in your legs. This is all about continuing that shoulder burn, okay? Keep going. You only have about 4 more. Can you really, really push forward out into the band? This is your last 2. And then we'll hold arms reaching towards the floor. So last one overhead, reach towards the floor, and you're just gonna row. So elbows bend in towards your body, band touches the belly button, and then reach your hands back towards the floor. Staying in this hinge. Again, you could do this with weights in your hands. We're not here for too long. We're about to come into some tricep push-ups with the band, and I want you to just get used to this rowing sensation because that's your alignment for your tricep push-ups with the band. Okay, think band touches belly button, elbows squeeze into sides, spine stays super long. All right, 2 more here. And we're gonna continue this on the floor. So the next time your hands reach forward, just plant them down. Step your legs back until you're in a supported tabletop. All right, you're gonna find your tricep push-ups here, so a long line from head to knees, or you could always start with your knees in a little bit closer, but just move nice and slow. Inhale to lower, exhale, push the floor away. Keep going like that. And if your shoulders are really talking to you, take a child's pose in between your push-ups and then come right back. If you feel like you want a little bit more support, move the band so it's a lot closer to your elbows, and then it'll give you a little bit of a trampoline to push off from. This is honestly my favorite thing to do to work on tricep push-ups. If you do practice yoga, this is a great way to practice your chaturangas. Keep going. I'm just going to talk for a bit because naturally when we do tricep push-ups, the elbows really want to go to the side, or the hands come really close to the shoulders, and it's honestly so hard to get up. So think hands are coming close to your rib cage, so the elbows can stay in towards you, and you've got a 90-degree bend in your elbows. So when you're at the bottom here, your shoulders are really far in front of your fingertips, and the band just helps you find that engagement to squeeze everything in. You've got about 10 more seconds here. Keep moving. I'm coming back with you. Use your breath. Exhale to push the floor away like you're slamming a door shut for your last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Find a child's pose. You can wiggle the band off your arms and just drop your head down. Take a deep breath here. Slowly rolling up. So good. Keep your band with you. You're going to sit your bum off to the side. Legs come out in front of you. And we're going to put the band on your feet. Give your shoulders a little rest. We'll do some core work, okay? So just put the band around your feet. Hold on to it on your hands. Sit up really tall. Puff your chest forwards. Shoulders down your back. Take a big inhale. On your exhale, tuck your tailbone under, round through your low back. Find a half roll back. So just come down halfway. Shoulder blades don't touch the mat. Squeeze the inner thigh, squeeze your lower belly to lift you back up. The band is there to help you. Also kind of a nice stretch in between your shoulder blades. So keep flowing down and up with your breath. You could definitely do this without the band if you feel like you don't need it or want it. I love this song so much. Just move with the music, move with your breath. Enjoy the ride. We're gonna do one more like that. And then we're gonna come on up and hold. You can continue as you were, or lift your feet up so you're in a V-sit. And then you're gonna push your feet away from you into the band, come nice and low, and then everything comes back up. I want you to keep that really slow, controlled movement. That's why we started with just the half roll back with your heels down. Like I said, the band is helping you, so it's gonna spring you back up. I don't want this to be fast. Whew. I want this to be really slow. There's no chaos in Pilates. It is all controlled, and it is controlled by you and your breath. If things start to feel chaotic, that's a good sign to take a break. Take a few deep breaths and then come right back. One more, lower and lift. Come all the way to the top, hold. You're gonna release the band, so it's just on your feet. Drop your heels down, reach the arms forward, and then slowly roll onto your back. Come all the way down. Reach the arms overhead, stretch everything out. Take a big inhale, and release on your exhale. Awesome. Pull your leg up to a tabletop position. The band is gonna stay on your feet. Bring your hands behind your head. Ab curl. So take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift your head. Pause here. If an ab curl does not feel good, drop your head back down. We're just gonna move the legs. Everything else stays nice and still. Inhale, push the right leg long, squeeze the left knee in. And exhale to switch. Keep going like that. And I'm gonna give you a few options. So just keep moving. Your head can come down. This is a good place to be. You could take the band off your feet and just move the legs without it. Or for the upper body, you could come onto elbows. Call this a kickstand. And you can move here. It's a nice way to come into that ab curl sensation, but come up a little bit higher. All right, keep moving, whatever option you want. Again, if you've done my classes, you've probably done this move before. It's one of my faves. I think this Pilates class is like a collection of all of my favorite moves. If you have favorite moves that I don't do too often, I want you to let me know in the comments, because I would love to incorporate more variety into my classes. So maybe there's something that you love doing that you just haven't seen on my channel quite a bit. I want you to let me know. Okay, your option here is to add on a little twist. When your right knee bends, your left elbow crosses. Switch sides. We're not here for too much longer. If your head is down, you don't have to twist. If you're on your elbows, you don't have to twist. Just keep moving the legs. Keep pulling your ribcage in around your spine. Belly button pulls down too. And breathe. For 4, 3, 2. Last one. I won't even make you hold. Just release. Drop your feet. Let your knees windshield wipe side to side. Amazing work. Take one more breath. And then hug your knees into your chest. You can take the band off. We're done with it for now. Roll yourself up to seated and then find just one weight. All right, so we're gonna come into a tabletop on your forearms. If you are using your weight, I want you to bring it behind your left knee. Really give it a squeeze. Make sure you can hold it there. If it doesn't feel good, don't do this. And then come down onto your forearms. Pause for a moment. I want you to push your entire forearms down, spread out through the shoulder blades, lift through your belly. Squeeze the weight behind your knee. If you aren't using it, just think squeeze heel to seat. And we're just gonna kick this left heel up towards the ceiling nice and slow, and then pull your knee back in. We're not here for too long. We're just gonna do 8. But I want you to make each one really count. Again, you've got that sticky quality. You're pushing up like you're lifting a really, really heavy weight. Good, and then check in with your pelvis. There's no arch and tuck when we do this with our leg. The leg is the only thing that's moving. We've got about 3 more, and then we're gonna pulse. This is your last thing for your lower body too. The next time you lift, hold. Just 8 little pulses. Lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold on 1. Keep squeezing that heel to seat. You're gonna rotate your knee out towards the side. Find that external rotation in the hip. Exact same sequence. Inhale to lower the knee nice and big. Exhale, lift it back up. Free to adjust upper body. Sometimes when we do the side kick, I like to bring my one hand into a push-up position. It allows you to open the hip a bit more, or maybe you want to come onto both hands. As much as this might feel like torture, I don't want it to like actually be torture. So do what you can to just make yourself more comfortable so you can focus on the work. You're feeling that nice big burn in the glutes. There shouldn't be negative tension anywhere else. 2 more. Keep your right hip stacked over right knee. We're lifting on this last one. Hold. I want you to find that alignment. Stack your hip and then pulse just 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold on 1. Last hold. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Heel to bum. Pull your core up and in for 3, for 2. Gently lower on 1. Amazing. You're going to grab the weight from behind your knee in your left hand. Transfer into a side plank with your weight in the hand reaching up towards the ceiling. Any version of side plank you want, get into it, and then we'll flow. You're going to thread the needle underneath you. Inhale. Exhale, open up. Keep going like that. Weight is optional. You can ditch it. If twisting doesn't feel good in your body, reach the weight with a straight arm out in front of you, and then back to the ceiling. Okay, pick an option that works. Pick a side plank that works. And if you're like, Sid, no side plank is working with me today, drop your hip down and just do that arm lower lift. Three more like this.
Comes next will be
2.
marvelous.
Last one, hold at the top, pause. You're gonna lift the left leg up. Elbow and knee are gonna come together on top of your body, and then they're gonna reach long. Maybe the left arm reaches overhead if that feels okay in your shoulder. Everything squeezes, everything extends. You have 6, and then you're done on this side. Really pull right rib cage up. 5. You've got it. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Extend and hold. Hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. So good. Come into a child's pose. Bend your knees wide, hips back. You can walk your arms out without the weight and then find a reach to either side. Make sure you're giving your shoulders a release here because we gotta do that whole thing on side 2. So once you've released, come back onto your forearms. Grab the weight, you can put it behind your knee. You can stay where you're facing. I'm just gonna spin around. So see how it feels behind your right knee. Might feel different. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Elbows come down. Take a moment, find that energy in the upper body. Spread the shoulder blades out, rib cage lifts in, and then keep everything super still in the upper body. On your exhale, lift the right leg up. On your inhale, lower it down. Ooh. Really, really try to connect that heel to seat squeeze. Even if you don't have a prop there, that's where you'll feel a little bit more hamstring work here. A little bit more connection to what's happening in your body. That's where that magic happens. Last 3, 2. The next time you lift, hold. 8 little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it on 1. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Bring the knee out to the side. Adjust your arm if you need. And then lower and lift nice and big 8 times. As you start, make sure you're starting in the best alignment you can. So shoulders and hips on this left side are really, really stacked. Left ribs are pulling up and in. Belly button to spine. Your right leg is moving with control as you squeeze heel to bum. Stop counting, I was talking so much. I feel like we have 2 left. Last one, lift it up, hold. Just 8 pulses, 8, 7, and then we hold 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Stay with me, just 4, 3, 2. Gently release on 1. So good. Grab that weight with your hand. Come into your side plank whenever you're ready. And start to find those rotations. Remember, weight is optional here. Adjust anything you need in this side plank, especially if this shoulder feels any different. Once you find that place where you feel strong, connect with your breath. Got about 4 more here, and then we're gonna do those elbow to knees. And you're getting near to the end of your workout today. I want you to feel so good about everything your body is capable of doing. Remember that that is a privilege to be able to move our bodies in this way. Try to enjoy it. It's not punishment. It's a celebration. Next time you hold, or the next time you come to the top, stay. You're gonna pull right elbow to knee, and then reach long. Good. You got 7. And we're out of the side plank. 6. Keep your hips as high as you can. They can drop a bit when elbow and knee come together, but lift them right back up. 4. You got it. 3, 2. Last one. Reach long. And come on down. So good. Find your child's pose. Take a breath there. Walk your hands side to side. Whatever release feels good. Take it. Take one breath in. On your exhale, slowly roll up to seated. We've got one last thing left. You're gonna sit your bum to one side, grab both weights, lie all the way down onto your back. We'll finish with one last core sequence, and then you're done. All right, stay with me till the end. Hands come on top of your shoulders, knees come on top of your hips. Nice and slow, you're just gonna tap right toes to the floor. Bring them back up. Switch sides, left leg, and lift. Okay, for arms, we're gonna do something a little different. Your right toes are gonna tap forward, but your left arm is gonna fly out to the side and then squeeze back in. Really close to the wall, but try to move big as you can in your space at home, which I know is sometimes a bit cramped, especially if you're in Toronto like me. So if it doesn't feel like you can fully do a chest fly, I want you to turn your palms to face your knees. And then when the left toes tap, do a chest press instead on the right arm. So you can bend the elbow a little bit more. But if you do have the space, I want you to try to find that chest fly. Awesome, because when the arm comes really wide, forces those obliques to turn on, you're working really hard to move the weight of your arms and legs without losing that connection to your core. Now, if you want something a little bit different in the legs, they can start straight, and maybe do a full straight lower and lift. Slow movement is very important here. As soon as you start going fast, literally nothing is happening in your core. Feels so silly to do that. Really try to stay focused. This is your last 4. Then we're gonna come into an ab curl and hold in 3. And 2. Even out, make sure you did the same amount on both sides. Last one to finish it off. Come back through center, bend the knees if they were straight, arms come down towards your hips, palms face the floor. You can ditch your weights if you want. I just want you to hold for a second. Squeeze inner thighs together, pull belly button down, neck nice and long. Perfect. If you want, we're gonna extend the right leg and hold. You're gonna do little tiny pulses in your hands for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch the legs, keep going. 10, 3, 2, 1, switch. 10. Breathe little tiny breaths with your pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, switch. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, switch. 3, 2, 1, switch. 3, 2, 1, last time each side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, switch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Ah, great work. Hug your knees in. My arms feel like jello. All the work is done. But you're staying with me. We're gonna do a really quick stretch. I don't want you to pause this video or pick up your phone and start going on TikTok. I want you to stay with me for these last few minutes to let all this good work sink into your body, this good energy. Because stretching is just as important as working your muscles, okay? Give them some love. Hug your knees in. Keep the right leg bent. Extend the left leg long. Find a wind relieving stretch. And as much as you're pulling the right leg in, extend the left leg straight. There's energy on both sides. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. All right, switch sides. Left knee in, right leg long. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more. Hug both knees in. Hands behind the thighs. Take a few rocks up and down. at the top, we are going to find a figure four. So you can just plant your feet, lean back a little bit, cross your right ankle over your left thigh, and then you can sit up tall here, pull your chest towards your shin, or you can send the legs straight and then fold over. Whatever feels better, take a breath there. And just switch. Adjust as you need on this side. Take 2 breaths. Awesome, unwind your legs, just flip on over into a tabletop. We're gonna find a quick puppy pose. So keep your hips over top of your knees, walk your hands forward, really stretching out through the chest, the shoulders. Either your chin can come down or your forehead can come down, whatever feels better. Take a deep breath. Maybe you drop your elbows, palms touch, thumbs come behind your neck. Stretch out through the triceps. Beautiful, breath in here. Breath out, extend the arms, press into your palms, walk yourself up into a tabletop. Left foot's gonna step in between your hands. Find a nice low lunge. Let your hips melt forward, hands can stay down for more support or reach up to the ceiling if that feels okay. Take a breath in. On your breath out, right hand comes down, left arm reaches to the back of your mat. Maybe you find your foot. Squeeze your heel to bum, stretch out through the quad. Take a big breath. Unwind, find a hamstring stretch, hips come back, lengthen the left leg. We're gonna come through a forward fold to switch sides. So spring yourself forward, right foot steps up, left foot steps back. Find your low lunge, side 2. Good, arms to the ceiling, take a breath in. On your breath out, find your twist, left hand down, right arm twists back. Maybe you find your foot. Squeeze heel to bum, take a breath. Amazing, unwind, find your hamstring stretch, hips back, lengthen the right leg. Good, take a breath here. Exhale, spring forward again, find that forward fold. Hold opposite elbows for a second, bend your knees a lot. Your thighs and belly get to just hang out together for a second. Take a big breath in. Exhale, side out. One more like that, inhale. Exhale, sigh. Good, release your elbows, slowly rolling up. Let your head come up last. Take your time. Once you get to the top, give yourself a little noodle arm swing, as I like to call this. Get rid of any last bits of tension in your body. Maybe throw in a little smile. And then find stillness through center. Let's take one last breath together. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, hands pull through heart center. Close your eyes here. Take a moment to genuinely thank yourself for carving out this time in your day to do something so good for your body, your mind. I hope you can hold on to this good energy, take it with you off your mat, and spread it with those in your life who maybe didn't get to do this today. Take an inhale with all that gratitude. Exhale, sigh. Open your eyes. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Please let me know how you liked today's class in the comments. Subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you next time.
I've been knowing that we can